Okay, final day. Hope you're enjoying it and continue to enjoy it. So we'll continue with actually a range of topics focused on attention. But before we do that, we'll have, let me look, Ion Soteropoulos going to talk about Mind and Galaxies poem with an interesting movie. So please go ahead.
Before projecting the film Mind and Galaxy, I would like to introduce myself and Greek Ionian philosophy, considered as the origin of philosophy, 6th, 5th century BC. I'm an independent research philosopher and scientific metaphysician who investigates the metaphysical foundations of cosmology, defined as the logic of the cosmos. I wish to thank the organizing committee, particularly Edwin Valentine, for giving me the opportunity to present a part of my work through the film Mind and Galaxy. The film is inspired by the cosmological theories of Anaxagoras, and in a general manner, by the cosmological theories of the Greek Ionian philosophers, natural philosophers, such as Thales, Anaximander, Heraclitus, Pythagoras, and the atomist Leucippus and Democritus, which formed the natural philosophy as a rational investigation of the physical world. These natural philosophers had a totally different conception of the infinite universe than contemporary observational cosmology has. They studied the universe as a whole and not as an observable part, which means that they mainly used their mind, the Greek nous, and its faculty of a priori synthetic reason and not empirical means. As a complete whole or a maximum, the universe is necessarily permanent or timeless and complex, governed by the principle of the composition or unity of the opposites they called synthetic logos. Moreover, the universe is a geometric continuum, a whole of wholes, which implies that any part of the whole is a whole. Now, I would like also to say several words about what you will see in 1-2 minutes in the film, so you could not be completely disoriented. The Mind and Galaxy film is an hymn to the glory of our mind and galaxy. It narrates the endless transformation of the mind into the brain, galaxy, and blossoming universe, and vice versa, through a cyclic chain of condensations and dissolutions of matter. The cosmic forces that initiate these contrary processes are the force of condensation, composition, called attractive force, and the equal and opposite force of dissolution, decomposition, called repulsive force. Because these opposite forces are equivalent, they are mutually neutralized, leaving a world which is, on the whole, neutral, constant, and timeless. Following the proto-rationalist idea of the first Indo-Iranian 8th century BC and the Greek Ionian thinkers 6th, 5th century BC, we claim that our inner subjective mind and outer objective universe are equal and opposite parts of the world as a whole. Moreover, it is precisely this equality and coexistence of opposites that grounds the endless and cyclic transformation between them, in analogy to the endless and cyclic transformation between energy and matter, based on the energy-matter equivalence principle. So now we will proceed to project the film. Okay?
Mind and Galaxy. This cosmic poem is a hymn to the glory of our mind and galaxy. The infinite mind initiates through rotation the endless transformation of our world. At the limit, matter is equivalent to the mind and the finite to the infinite. mind, made of soul particles, is infinite and self-ruled. The infinite mind transforms itself through rotation into a brain of 10 billion neurons. Pulsating brain transforms itself into a galaxy of 10 billion stars. The whirling galaxy transforms itself into a universe of 10 billion galaxies. The rotating universe transforms itself into a celestial flower, initiating thereby the backward movement of the mind. Because they have the same number of elements, our mind, the galaxy, and the blossoming universe have the same power. The mind will spread throughout the galaxy and the universe because the mind is already the galactic universe. Everything comes from the infinite mind and returns to the infinite mind. The mind is our ultimate certainty and infinite wealth.
The Mind and Galaxy film narrates the endless transformation of the mind into the brain, galaxy, and blossoming universe, and vice versa, through a cyclic chain of condensations and dissolutions of matter. Following the proto-rationalist idea of the Greek Ionian thinker 6th-5th century BC, we claim that our inner subjective mind and the outer objective universe are equal and opposite parts of the world as a whole. Moreover, it is precisely this equality and coexistence of opposites that grounds the endless and cyclic transformation between them, in analogy to the endless and cyclic transformation between energy and matter based on the energy-matter equivalence principle. Here, we concentrate our attention into the first phase of the chain of transformations, which is that of the mind into the brain. The mind is a whirling spherical volume of space containing the total of particles. The particle is the smallest piece of matter. Because of the complex nature of matter, the particle has simultaneously opposite properties. For example, according to the atomists Lefkipos and Democritus, it is both soul and matter. The soul is considered as a source of energy, life, and mind within matter. To determine the mass m of the soul particle, we use the general holographic principle, mass equals the square of its radius, where m is the average mass of the human egg cell and r is the average radius of a volume of space in which the human egg cell fits. The mass of the soul particle is roughly 10 to the power minus 69 kilogram. If we store in the smallest mass 1 bit of information that simultaneously registers 2 bits of information designating 2 states of thought and sensation, we then conclude that the smallest mass thinks and senses at the same time. The soul particle storing 1 bit of information thinks and senses with the lowest energy, roughly 10 to minus 52 joule, the lowest frequency, roughly 10 to minus 18 cycle per second, and the lowest operational power, roughly 10 to minus 18 operation per second. We conclude, therefore, that the operational power of each thinking and sensing soul particle is roughly 10 to minus 18 operation per second per bit. The mind, through the rotation and condensation of its soul particles, is transformed into a biological brain of roughly 1 kilogram, composed of 10 to 69 soul particles, and has the maximum operational power of roughly 10 to 51 operations per second. This is far from our brain's current operational capacity, which lies in the range 10 to 12 to 10 to 15 operations per second. According to the quantum computer scientist Seth Lloyd, the above maximum operational power is in principle possessed by the ultimate computer. However, we claim that it is fundamentally possessed by our proper brain insofar as we consider it a condensation of soul particles. We then claim that a brain capable of accessing its maximum operational power is an infinite brain equivalent to our divine infinite mind. In this case, the ultimate computer is needless. Having said the above, we conclude that the new frontier of scientific growth is to elevate our finite brain to its highest level of frequency and operational power, and to unite it with our infinite mind.